I think my mother did exactly the right thing. I think it's absolutely extraordinary.
And I can't remember anybody except the Queen being there.
The British monarchy is facing a moment no one could have predicted. King Charles has long championed a modernized, leaner institution, one that adapts to the present while shedding outdated traditions. Now, Queen Camilla appears poised to take a step that could redefine her role entirely, stepping back from her royal title. The move has sent shockwaves through royal circles, raising urgent questions. Why now? And what does this mean for the monarchy's future, its traditions, and the balance of power within the royal family? Join us as we explore Camilla's move, its impact on the royal family, and what it could mean for the crown. A royal shakeup. Holding the title of Queen has never been without its challenges for Camilla. Since marrying Charles in 2005, she has lived under constant scrutiny and unavoidable comparison, having always lived under the shadow of comparisons with Princess Diana. For many, Diana was the people's princess, loved for her kindness and grace, while Camilla was often seen as the opposite, unfairly cast as the outsider. Even after marrying King Charles, whispers of Diana's memory followed her, shaping how the public judged her every move. However, the most notable scrutiny and unavoidable comparison was to the late Queen Elizabeth II. The late monarch's extraordinary 70-year reign set a near-impossible standard, and Camilla's every move has been watched and analyzed closely. Public acceptance was slow and often hesitant, making her journey toward royal recognition far from straightforward and warm. When Queen Elizabeth reportedly gave her blessing for Camilla to assume the title of Queen Consort upon Charles's ascension,
the British monarch has given her blessing for Prince Charles' wife Camilla to be called Queen Consort.
It marked a significant step forward, yet now, with Camilla reportedly considering stepping away from the title, questions arise. Was this role ever truly what she wanted? The weight of the crown extends beyond symbolism. It carries relentless expectations, unceasing media scrutiny, and a constant demand for public duty. Perhaps Camilla has realized that the prestige of being queen does not always justify the personal toll. While she has dutifully supported Charles and fulfilled her royal responsibilities, stepping away from the title might allow Camilla to embrace a role that feels more authentic. It could represent a change from titles to influence, prioritizing meaningful contributions over ceremonial recognition. By choosing a path that aligns with her values, Camilla might be signaling both personal and institutional transformation, an evolution that resonates with Charles's vision for a modern monarchy. Public reactions have been divided. Some hail it as a bold, commendable move, highlighting Camilla's self-awareness and willingness to redefine her role on her own terms. Others see it as potentially destabilizing, a sign of internal uncertainty within the royal family. The move raises questions. Is this a moment of evolution for the monarchy, or does it reveal deeper tensions behind palace doors? History shows that the British monarchy is no stranger to reinvention. Queen Elizabeth II herself navigated immense change during her reign, balancing tradition with adaptation. In that context, Camilla's decision, whether fully confirmed or not, could represent a continuation of the monarchy's ability to evolve with the times. Stepping away from a formal title does not diminish Camilla's influence. It may, in fact, enhance it. Freed from rigid expectations, she could focus on shaping her legacy in ways that resonate with the public and strengthen the monarchy's relevance in modern society. From the televised coronation of Queen Elizabeth II in the 1950s to the royal family's adaptation to social media today, the institution has survived by embracing change. Camilla's decision could be another step in this ongoing evolution, ensuring that the monarchy remains relevant in a modern world that values adaptability as much as tradition. The implications are profound. If Camilla steps away from the title of queen, it could reshape not only her role, but also the structure and perception of the royal family. Charles's reign may be defined by a leaner, more contemporary monarchy, where influence and impact matter more than formal titles. Camilla could become a figure whose contributions are measured by action rather than ceremony, setting a precedent for future generations of royals. Yet many questions remain unanswered. Is this truly a personal choice made by Camilla due to her desire for change, or is it part of a wider strategic plan orchestrated by the monarchy? Palace tensions exposed. While stepping down from her royal title due to personal reasons would have been more interesting, the real reasons behind Camilla's decision are far from that. The sudden shift, which was reportedly influenced by tensions with Princess Anne and internal palace disputes, has thrust what was once a private matter into the global spotlight. For the first time in modern history, the world is witnessing a raw internal conflict within the royal family, shattering the carefully curated image of unity and sparking fierce speculation about the monarchy's future. The dispute, insiders suggest, points to a more profound transformation occurring within the royal household, a shift toward a more contemporary streamlined monarchy under King Charles's vision. Camilla's stepping away from the title may symbolize the clash between tradition and modernity, as the royal family grapples with balancing ceremonial expectations against personal agency and relevance in today's society. What was once considered purely symbolic, the title of queen, has revealed itself as a source of tension, power, and public fascination. King Charles now faces an extraordinary challenge. The unfolding rift stands as a test of his leadership in unprecedented ways. Should he intervene to restore order and maintain stability, or allow the dispute to run its course, risking further division? Each passing day raises the stakes, with public scrutiny amplifying every decision. The monarchy's ability to maintain cohesion while evolving in the modern era hangs in the balance. Camilla's decision, or perceived loss of the queen title, is not merely personal. It is emblematic of a larger power struggle within the palace, one with implications for the monarchy's stability and public perception. Secrets once carefully guarded behind the palace walls are now subject to intense media attention and global debate, exposing vulnerabilities and igniting questions about how the royal family operates in a new, hyper-connected world. The catalyst for this dramatic episode came unexpectedly. Princess Anne, who has long been celebrated as the most disciplined and tradition-minded member of the royal family, unexpectedly found herself at the center of the controversy. Known for her focus on service and her avoidance of palace drama, Anne's confrontation with Camilla stunned observers and sent shockwaves throughout the monarchy, piquing the interest of many. The incident occurred at the University of London, where Camilla was set to receive an honorary doctorate in literature for her work advocating literacy. As Chancellor, Anne had the formal duty of presenting the honor. On the surface, the event followed the expected royal script: polished smiles, polite nods, and carefully staged decorum. But behind the scenes, tension simmered. Observers suggested that a private disagreement had escalated, revealing deeper conflicts over status, tradition, and influence within the royal household. This moment, while ostensibly ceremonial, became a flashpoint with consequences that continue to reverberate. Public reaction has been immediate and intense. Some view Camilla's withdrawal from the title as a bold, self-aware choice, prioritizing authenticity over traditional ceremonial expectations. Others see it as destabilizing, signaling internal fractures and raising concerns about the monarchy's resilience. Whatever the interpretation, one thing is clear: the institution is facing a defining moment. The fallout from this drama is likely to shape the monarchy for years to come. Camilla's role may evolve into one that emphasizes influence over title, substance over symbolism, Meanwhile, King Charles must navigate a delicate balance between honoring tradition and embracing change, ensuring the royal family remains relevant while maintaining unity. As Camilla's influence shifts from title to substance, subtle power plays within the royal family are becoming increasingly visible. Every gesture and every deference carries meaning in this new landscape. But what exactly happened in London? And could even small courtesies hint at deeper tensions brewing between members of the monarchy? Princess Anne confronts Camilla. During the event, observers immediately noticed a subtle tension when Princess Anne and Queen Camilla arrived at the University of London ceremony. The moment seemed minor at first. Camilla gestured for Anne to enter first, and Anne paused before stepping aside, allowing Camilla to lead. To the casual eye, it was a simple courtesy. However, royal insiders viewed it as a telling signal, a subtle indicator of underlying discord between the two women. During official royal occasions, the family was said to always follow an order of precedence. This hierarchy, based on a person's title and rank, dictated the positions they took in public settings. Observers explained that since Queen Camilla held a higher rank than Princess Anne, she would generally be expected to walk ahead of her at formal engagements. Though small in appearance, such traditions were described as an essential reflection of the monarchy's long-established customs. At the age of 77, Camilla was also reported to have been among 5 individuals honored by the University of London during its annual Foundation Day. The ceremony, which had been celebrated since the granting of the school's first charter by King William IV in 1836, marked another moment where Camilla's presence was being recognized beyond her role in the palace. Commentators suggested that the honor underlined her growing public profile as queen consort. The real drama, however, unfolded behind closed doors in the reception hall, out of sight of cameras and public scrutiny. Witnesses describe an intense confrontation where Anne, calm yet unyielding, directly challenged Camilla. While the precise details remain confidential, sources suggest that Anne questioned Camilla's influence within the monarchy and even her right to hold the title of queen. For those present, the exchange was electrifying, a rare glimpse into palace tensions that are usually carefully hidden from public view. Within days, the fallout became public. Reports suggested that King Charles, reportedly caught off guard by the confrontation, made a landmark decision. Camilla would no longer be officially styled as Queen Camilla, reverting instead to Queen Consort. Though subtle in phrasing, the shift carries enormous symbolic weight. Whereas Queen Camilla implies parity with the monarch, the title Queen Consort emphasizes her role as supportive spouse rather than independent authority. The decision marked a dramatic reshaping of her position within the royal hierarchy. This reversal is particularly striking, given the events surrounding Charles's ascension. At the time, he made it clear that Camilla should be recognized as queen, signaling his intent to solidify her place in the monarchy. That move had already provoked mixed reactions among the public, given lingering debates over Camilla's past. Now, with this abrupt adjustment, questions abound. Did Anne's confrontation force Charles to rethink? Was it the result of internal palace pressure? Or is it indicative of deeper, ongoing fractures within the royal family? For Camilla, the decision represents more than a title change. It is a public recalibration of her role and authority. Every gesture and nuance in the royal family is scrutinized, and this development has intensified global attention on palace dynamics. Camilla has long faced comparisons to the late Queen Elizabeth II. The weight of expectation, relentless media scrutiny, and public judgment have made her journey uniquely challenging. Stepping away, or being asked to step back from the full title, may be both a personal relief and a symbolic adjustment within the evolving monarchy. Princess Anne's involvement adds a historic dimension. Known for her unwavering dedication to tradition, discipline, and service, Anne rarely engages in palace conflict. Her decisive action in confronting Camilla signals a dramatic departure from her usual measured approach. This incident exposes the reality that even the most private royal disagreements can have far-reaching consequences when public perception and institutional stability are at stake. The princess was said to have further remarked that the role of queen consort was not something Camilla would have seemed naturally suited for in the past, but she believed Camilla had learned to carry it out successfully. According to Anne, Camilla had managed to provide the king with a valuable balance, offering what she described as a necessary change of pace and tone in his life. But it doesn't mean she was meant for that role. The broader implications for the monarchy are profound. The confrontation and subsequent title adjustment highlight the ongoing tension between modernizing the royal family and preserving centuries-old traditions. King Charles is now tasked with balancing loyalty, family dynamics, and public image, all while managing the perception of unity and continuity within the monarchy. What happens next remains uncertain. Will Camilla embrace her redefined role? Or will this spark further debate within the royal household? And how will King Charles steer the monarchy through these turbulent waters, preserving both tradition and relevance? The future of the monarchy. Stunning as this moment may seem, it is not entirely without precedent. In many ways, it represents the culmination of years of changing public opinion, strategic palace decisions, and the ever-changing role of women within the royal family. To understand what Camilla loses, one must first trace her complex journey to the title she now stands to relinquish. When Camilla married Prince Charles, she was styled Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Cornwall. This title, deeply rooted in royal tradition, was carefully chosen. Technically, as the wife of the Prince of Wales, she could have been styled Princess of Wales. Yet, in respect for Princess Diana's enduring legacy and the public's strong emotional connection to her, Camilla deliberately avoided the title. The decision was strategic, a move meant to minimize controversy and navigate the delicate public landscape. Even so, stepping into the royal fold was never easy. The shadow of Diana loomed large, making it difficult for Camilla to assume her new role without scrutiny. Beyond Cornwall in Scotland, she was known as Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Rothesay, reflecting the United Kingdom's regional distinctions. These titles carried prestige and recognition, but they were just a prelude to larger shifts on the horizon. A pivotal moment arrived in 2021 with the passing of Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, at age 99. His death prompted a reshuffling of royal titles, with Charles inheriting his father's titles and Camilla becoming Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Edinburgh. Though prestigious, this title was brief. With the passing of Queen Elizabeth II on September 8, 2022, Charles ascended the throne, transforming Camilla's role once again. Before Charles became king, debates over Camilla's title were intense. Initially, Clarence House announced she would be known as Princess Consort, a break from tradition meant to reflect her gradual acceptance into public life and the monarchy. Over time, however, the title of Princess Consort faded from discourse, as Camilla's role became more integrated and visible. When Charles took the throne, she was officially crowned Queen Consort, a step that symbolized both her formal acceptance and the monarchy's attempt to modernize. Yet now, with reports suggesting Camilla may step back from the Queen title entirely, questions abound. Was her ascent to the title ever truly her own choice? Or did palace protocol and tradition shape it? Does relinquishing the title signal a personal decision, a strategic move to protect the monarchy, or a subtle acknowledgement that her position has always been fraught with tension? Camilla has remained publicly composed, a model of silent resilience. Her discretion speaks volumes in a palace environment where even minor gestures are magnified. Yet the implications of this potential change are profound. The loss of a queen title is more than symbolic. It reflects not only the evolving internal dynamics of the royal family, but also a monarchy in transition, grappling with its image, relevance, and the delicate balance between tradition and modernity. How will the royal family and the public respond to a change that touches not just a title, but the very perception of authority and legacy? The stakes of stepping back. Queen Elizabeth herself had made her wishes clear on the day of Charles's accession, expressing hope that Camilla would be known as Queen Consort. That endorsement cemented her position within the royal hierarchy, signaling both legitimacy and acceptance. For years, Camilla had navigated a path fraught with public scrutiny, comparisons to Princess Diana, and palace protocols that demanded patience and discretion. On May 6, 2023, during the grand coronation, Camilla officially assumed the title Her Majesty the Queen, a milestone that marked the culmination of decades of perseverance and quiet endurance. The title of Queen was more than symbolic. It represented authority, recognition, and influence within both the royal family and the public eye. For Camilla, it was the pinnacle of her journey, an explicit acknowledgement that she had earned her place beside King Charles. Her coronation signaled that, after years of criticism and cautious acceptance, she had achieved a stature few imagined she could attain. Yet now, with reports suggesting that she may step away from the Queen title, the stakes and the consequences have shifted dramatically. First and foremost, Camilla loses the highest position she has ever held within the monarchy. Being styled as queen was not merely an honorific. It was a symbol of legitimacy, influence, and acceptance. After decades of navigating public opinion and palace scrutiny, the title placed her at the very pinnacle of royal society. Relinquishing it represents a significant personal and institutional shift, a step back from the visibility and prestige she finally secured. Beyond status, the title conferred authority and influence. As Queen Consort, Camilla stood alongside King Charles at state functions, took a leading role in diplomatic visits, and contributed to shaping the modern monarchy. Her presence was no longer secondary. She had a voice in decision-making and policy, a recognized platform to advocate for causes, and a seat at the table in both domestic and international matters. Stepping away from the title could mean a diminished role in state affairs, fewer opportunities to influence the monarchy's evolution, and a reduced public profile. There is also an intangible loss, the validation that comes from being formally recognized as Queen. For years, Camilla worked to earn public respect and secure a place within the royal hierarchy. The coronation had solidified her position in a way that no other event could. Transitioning from Queen to a lesser designation, whether Duchess or another title, represents not just a reduction in rank, but a shift in how she is perceived both within the palace and in the public eye. Her accomplishments, influence, and visibility risk being overshadowed by the sudden loss of the title. Camilla's journey to the throne was never smooth, and now her role is once again uncertain. Questions swirl. Is this decision a voluntary move aligned with King Charles's vision for a modernized, streamlined monarchy? Or does it reflect internal tensions and growing uncertainty behind palace doors? Either way, the consequences are undeniable. The monarchy faces another period of transition, one that challenges not only tradition, but also the balance of power, influence, and public perception within the royal family. Whatever the reason, the move signals a shift in influence and perception. Could this decision mark the start of a new era for both Camilla and the monarchy itself? A new chapter for the monarchy. While some may view this as a step down, it could in fact be a strategic move, allowing her to embrace a role more closely aligned with her values and the evolving needs of the royal family. This unexpected transition represents a turning point, giving Camilla the chance to redefine her contributions without the heavy weight of ceremonial expectations. Throughout her tenure as Queen Consort, Camilla carried her responsibilities with composure and dignity, navigating a role that once seemed unattainable. But the demands of the position were immense, steeped in tradition, protocol, and relentless public scrutiny. The question has long lingered: did this title allow her to pursue her passions, or did it confine her within the rigid framework of royal obligations? By stepping back, Camilla appears to be making a deliberate choice, not out of necessity, but to focus on causes that matter deeply to her. For years, she has been a dedicated advocate for social causes, particularly domestic abuse awareness, literacy promotion, and women's rights. These commitments are not superficial. They reflect her genuine passion and tireless dedication. Freed from the constant formalities and diplomatic duties of being queen consort, she now has the opportunity to channel her influence into these initiatives with greater focus and impact. Without the constraints of an official title, Camilla can engage more directly, speak more openly, and work behind the scenes in ways that may prove even more meaningful. Camilla's transition also mirrors a broader evolution within the monarchy, one that has been unfolding over recent years. Younger royals, such as Prince William and Princess Kate, are redefining their roles with a hands-on, modern approach, and Camilla's choice aligns with this gradual shift. The monarchy is moving away from being purely symbolic toward an institution that resonates with contemporary values and public expectations. Stepping away from the formal title of queen consort sends a bold message. Actual influence is measured not by titles, but by the ability to create meaningful change. Public perception is likely to evolve in tandem with this change. For decades, the British monarchy has been seen as a bastion of tradition, yet modern audiences are drawn more to authenticity and purpose than to pomp and prestige. Camilla's decision may help bridge the gap between the royal family and the people it represents, emphasizing service over status and fostering a sense of relevance in a rapidly changing world. Yet stepping back does not mean fading into the background. This repositioning allows Camilla to wield influence in a different, equally significant manner. She may assume a more advisory role within the royal family, supporting King Charles's vision while continuing to dedicate herself to philanthropic work. This path enables her to use her voice freely, engage in initiatives aligned with her passions, and make a real impact beyond ceremonial duties. At its core, this decision highlights a fundamental truth about royalty. Titles carry prestige, but they do not define one's impact. Camilla's journey, from public scrutiny to queen consort, and now to a more independent role, showcases her adaptability. Influence within the monarchy is shaped not solely by position, but by purpose. Her transition raises a compelling question. Could this be the beginning of a more dynamic and forward-thinking monarchy? For centuries, titles have defined the monarchy, dictating roles, responsibilities, and expectations for each member of the royal family. A royal title has long symbolized hierarchy, duty, and influence. Yet Camilla's decision challenges this traditional framework, signaling a potential move toward a more modern, purpose-driven monarchy. No longer is royalty solely about ceremony and inherited status. It is increasingly about meaningful action, influence, and service. Her choice may set a precedent for future generations of royals, emphasizing authenticity and passion over formal titles and external expectations. Her legacy may inspire other members of the royal family to pursue influence through action, rather than merely holding a position. This shift also has implications for the wider monarchy. With Camilla stepping back, more responsibility will likely fall on the shoulders of the Prince and Princess of Wales, pushing them further into the spotlight as they prepare for their eventual ascension to the throne. Their roles may now carry additional symbolic and practical weight, reflecting a monarchy that is increasingly shaped by the contributions and personal values of its members rather than merely by tradition. King Charles, meanwhile, faces a delicate balancing act. He must guide the institution through this period of transformation while maintaining unity and stability within the family. His leadership should focus less on enforcing hierarchical roles and more on fostering. Could Camilla's choice change what it means to be royal? How will King Charles keep the monarchy strong while making changes? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the next video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it.